Active streamlining and workforce transformation. This approach is the way forward for the F&B industry. It will allow businesses to maintain a lean workforce in a tight labour market. Speaking at the Restaurant Association of Singapore Epicurean Star Awards, Manpower Minister Dr. Leng has urged the industry to drive job redesign for our local F&B workforce. In a labour market where finding locals to take up restaurant jobs has become increasingly difficult, business transformation is the answer. Dr. Tan says automation and digitalization can improve production efficiency and capacity by streamlining front and back of house operations. This will help reduce reliance on foreign manpower. Strengthening this sector also depends on employers creating higher value jobs and developing reskilling pathways. This will increase productivity, uplift and retain workers.
We hope that F&B companies can adopt even more integrated digital solutions to streamline operations and allow for better data collection and analysis. Now, as we increase the sector's productivity, we hope that employers can continue to drive job redesign and job reskilling so that you can create higher paying jobs to uplift and retain workers in your companies.
20 award categories were presented at the event from more than 100 nominations. It's to honour individuals and establishments who braved through challenges during the pandemic. Winners include industry stalwarts such as TungLok Group and One Group.
For more, we're joined by Carolyn Tan. She's Senior Vice President of TungLok Group, and Valerie Tan, Assistant Marketing Manager of One Group. Ladies, welcome. It's good to see you. Carolyn, let me get to you first. How has the pandemic actually changed the way that your chain of restaurants had to operate?
Hi, good evening, Jill. Well, the pandemic has indeed affected the F&B industry by quite a fair bit. So we've had to, make lots of changes to the way we do work, and automation is a very important part, a vital part of what we had to do to make ourselves sustainable. So automation, by automation, I mean we've had to, look into employing robots. Okay, so now we have food delivery robots that actually helps to mitigate the issue and the problem of labour shortage. And we've also had to adopt some automation such as, QR code ordering, table side payment modes and stuff like that. So these are things that have helped us. Yeah.
And Carolyn, still to you, TungLok Group clinched 3 awards, awards in 3 categories, including Best Chinese Restaurant Fine Dining. Now, that means your restaurant overcame a lot of challenges. What were some of them?
We've had to train our staff, of course, in the way we do things differently. At some point where we were not able to open our restaurants, we have had to pivot into doing things like delivery, takeaway. So, and we've had to do a lot of menu re-engineering. So it wasn't easy for us, but we are happy now that, things are moving back to normal. But then again, we do have to face some other issues such as manpower shortage as well.
Valerie, let's bring you in on the conversation now. Carolyn's just mentioned there some of the challenges that TungLok faced. They involve things like training staff, manpower shortages as well. Did you face similar challenges as well?
Yeah, at One Group, I think labour shortage is an ongoing challenge. And what we're doing to overcome this is that we have to creatively deploy our manpower, use digital solutions to free up our staff, free up the dependence on our staff. And I think we need more efficient management of resources to cope with rising costs as well.
And Valerie, One Group, 1 and 2 categories, Best Cafe and Best Fusion Restaurant. Perhaps you can share with us the secret to that success.
I think the secret to success is continually having the creativity to stay in the F&B scene, continually striving to provide unique dining experiences for our guests.
And Valerie, you know, there's been talk about economic downturns. We see the issues globally as well. I mean, people are being more careful, perhaps, with what they spend their money on. Does any of that concern you? And what are you doing to sort of face the challenge of the economy and whether it's going to kind of like pick up at all over the next 12 months or so?
I think as we try to find a new normal, although we recognize there are a lot of ongoing challenges happening right at the moment, also sadly, many parts of the world are still moving, and with each month there are new shocks emerging that affects our manpower, produce, and our local and international customers. We do hope that with all these challenges ahead, we are still able to provide unique experiences for our guests.
And to both you ladies, perhaps starting with Carolyn first, like Valerie just said, you know, change is the constant, and you always have to stay ahead of the curve. So what's next for your restaurant, Carolyn, in the future?
Of course, I think being in the restaurant industry, our foremost priority is to provide our customers with as best a dining experience as we can. So, you know, we hope that moving forward, of course, we would love for more people to join the industry to provide the service. And but having said that, we know that, you know, labor shortage is going to be the new norm. So moving forward, you know, with that in mind, we hope that, you know, our diners, when they come to us, they will also be a little bit more understanding, you know, more patient, knowing that, you know, we have them in mind and we're doing all we can to make the experience a good one.
And Carolyn, that's so important, patronage from your customers. What are you going to do, though, to keep their loyalty, as it were, going forward?
Like we always do, we remain creative in our products, in our services. We try to, you know, make sure that we continue to give customers what they want. We innovate, you know, and we hop onto new trends to just keep up with consumer preferences.
Carolyn, Valerie, thank you very much. That was Carolyn Tan from TungLok Group and Valerie Tan from One Group.